Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. I'm not in Sweden, I'm in Netherlands. I need to get that. Right on, Shade. Hell yeah. Teaching him to use quick buy in last inning was so important. Yeah, they're a big deal. I mean, I even watch Grubby, and he does not use quick buy. It's a huge mistake. Huge mistake. No new player would use it intuitively. Like, they wouldn't just be like, I should use this. Because there's, like, no way of knowing you should use it. How come you guys didn't play DPC? Rudy was 40 minutes late for the match. That's it. We were all there. Ready to play. What name, Amar? 9,500. Should have gotten a stand-in. Of course, I mean, would love to get a stand-in when you find out your player is going to be late at match time. That's just find an available mid that's there for the exact second we needed them. Indeed, Jay Birdie, indeed. Sounds like a debacle, a Dota hero. Gotta have people on the bench? Not really. That's not how Dota works. Do you like that Grubby's learning Dota? Of course. Any and all exposure for the game. I think he's got a good stream. Yeah. Okay. Got So, I have a graphic being made for my schedule. Let me actually shoot him a message real quick. But I have a schedule officially starting today. So Mondays and Wednesday mornings at this exact time, I will be starting a replay stream. So if you guys like watching replays, now's the time to watch. If you don't, it's all good. Come back for my normal afternoon streams. Okay. Gonna go and kick it off. I don't have the graphic yet ready. I have requested it, but I don't have it. Hey, Cubano, I almost missed your message, man. That's fucking awesome. That's a milestone, dude. Congratulations. Heroes would I recommend for a brand new player to Dota? It depends on what role he's playing. But like 5, I'd say like CM Jakiro. You know, carry, I'd say like Wraith King. Offlane, probably. Ogre, Sven, Tide. I think Sven's kind of hard. Like, Sven's like a much harder version of Wraith King, I think. I was gonna go do a replay. Wraith King is so Resident Sleeper. I actually think Wraith King is a really fun hero. Today is the 12th. 14 minutes.
Battle of the ancients.
Okay.
It's in the bag. Prepare for battle.
How's Sven hard? He's just a hard version of Wraith King. In fights and stuff. Much harder to execute properly in fights. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Got ourselves a BSJ replay. It's a 1500 MMR carry. Terrorblade says, I'm trying to climb out of 1K. People say to get better at the game, you should have a small hero pool, and one of the heroes I play is TB. To get better at the game. I thought people say get better. I'm like, okay, well, that's a good start. I think TB is good for my bracket, but I think I could improve a lot more. I think my farming pattern could be a lot cleaner. I watch a lot of high MMR carries and try to understand the way they play. I see every Terrorblade having Yasha Dragonlance by 12 to 15 minutes, and my timings are slower than theirs. In this particular game, I feel like we were taking unnecessary fights mid-game, which led to gold swings in favor of the Radiant. Also, I'm not too sure about my items. I think the Scotty wasn't a good buy. I think it should have been Sanjin Yasha, BKB Satanic. Then maybe Butterfly Daedalus. I buy Falcon Blade because I tend to watch a lot of Tomato games, and he gets it on TB. I personally don't like Falcon Blade on TB, but I can understand why other people may like it. I would like tips that are more carry specific. I have a friend who coaches me in your bracket, who's in your bracket, but he's a support player. I see. So tidbits of knowledge. You don't generally... So whenever you play hard carries like TB, you usually focus on the carry matchup a lot. Not always, but a lot. So I'd ask you, like, you know, what items are good and bad against Anti-Mage. So, you know, if you think of the item Scotty, it slows people. So it's especially good against ranged heroes because it slows ranged heroes more. And it's especially good against heroes that are kiteable. Does Anti-Mage fit either of these two descriptions? No. Also, what is Anti-Mage good against? Well, he likes heroes with high mana pools, and he likes blowing them up when he burns their mana. So what does Scotty do? It's not very good against him, and it gives you a lot of mana. So yes, not an item you buy against Anti-Mage virtually ever. But on top of that, I'd say Sanj and Yasha, BKB Satanic's okay. I would almost certainly go Butterfly against Anti-Mage. I pretty much always go Butterfly against Anti-Mage. Or Silver Edge, one of the two. Butterfly makes it harder for him to hit you. Silver Edge makes it harder for him to jump you, and you also break his passives. So, just something to consider. Scotty against Anti-Mage, big no-no. Big no-no.
30 seconds to battle. Radiant versus Dire.
Don't do moves pregame that force you to TB to your tower like this. You're in the 1k bracket. I don't need you making any fancy moves to these runes, dude. Just don't make yourself TB to lane. Obviously, sometimes it's still going to happen, okay? But using that TB is a big deal, and try not to use it. So this is a really important instance to use creep aggro. Whenever the wave is ending, creep aggro is super important. And the reason why is because if you aggro this creep over here, that's going to set this wave right in front of your tower. So don't ever hit this creep like you just did. Leave it alive as long as possible. Drag it to right outside your tower range, and then drag it like up here, basically with the intent that this creep lives longer than this one, and that the lane stays right here. And also, by dragging this creep away from them, it's going to secure you the last hit, because you're pulling it further away. They're going to be stuck with this creep over here. And so what's going to happen is this creep goes here, this creep goes here, and then you keep this creep alive longer than this one, and the lane stays right in front of your tower, but you kill it slightly after they kill theirs, so you don't get contested on the last hit, okay? So what's going to happen is the lane's going to be about this much further back, and you're not going to get denied. So very important to do on almost every single wave. Creep aggro is just a little bit rusty, or you're working on it. Rusty means you were good at it at one point, I guess. Yeah, your lane equilibrium management is not very good, just overall. You attack enemy creeps too much, you don't defensively aggro enough. It's causing you to push the lane out. If you watch super high MMR carries through the lens of, you know, how they keep the lane in front of their tower, it'll drastically change the way you play, because you don't do it very well. So here you're supposed to defensively aggro to your range. So like here you see the lane's pushing, right? It's pushing in favor of you. Defensively aggro to your range, kill off your own range right now, like ASAP, nothing else matters. And then once you've dragged to your range is already going to be dead right now, and then you're going to drag again to this range, and then it's going to kill that one off as well. All of these things I'm telling you to do is with the intent to get the lane right fucking here. And everything you're doing, like randomly attacking creeps, not defensively aggroing enough, not pulling to your range, is making it so the lane's out here. That's it. Nothing fancy. It's all under that pretense. Like, these random attacks forward are just not necessary. Your hero doesn't actually benefit from hitting creeps at all. Like, you're not like a lifestealer or anything like that, or like an Ursa. These heroes kind of have to hit the enemy creeps in order to sustain or secure last hits. Your hero doesn't do that, so there's just absolutely no reason to be pushing the creep wave like this. I'd say meta's an insanely good 1-point skill. If you look at it, the duration's pretty negligible, and the bonus damage goes from 30 to 40. So most games, I'm 1-4-1. I mean, if I think I have a kill time at level 4, I'll level this to a second point, like specifically level 4. But other than that, it's just 141 because they buffed level 1 meta so much in the lane. So I think I pretty much always have illusions at level 3. They help you CS. You literally just spawn the illusion and it gives you an extra 30% damage for CSing. I probably just need to make an educational tidbit video for carries. Habits that you must do. I'm going to go and write this down, actually, because literally half the carries I have feed their couriers in lane. So let me write down so I don't forget, guys. That's what these replays are for me. So, like, 5 must-dos for carries. So this is, I'm just gonna write down your game ID. It is 67325289553. It was 340 courier. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to tell you is every time you use your courier as a carry, you should shift queue it. You should right click it to somewhere here and then shift queue it to you. So whatever your courier delivery is, say it's T, okay? That's like, I'm just throwing out our hotkey. Rather than having the courier deliver your item, you should select your courier, right click right here, shift queue T, okay? And then the courier will then walk to here, regardless of where you are in lane, and then deliver it to you. It'll prevent your courier from doing this and being suicidal and dying. Very important tip. It's going in a video because you're now like the 10th carrier I've seen do this. So I do it literally every single time. You can watch my stream. The times I don't do it, my courier dies. All right. So I won't say I do it every single time. I aim to do it every single time. I probably do it 90% of the time. You know, hopefully one day it's 100. I mean, my biggest flame for you is that you just literally have not casted meta. I'm not really sure what you're holding onto it for. Like, you could literally kill this guy right here, or at least do a ton of damage. You can be very aggressive. Here's how I view meta. There's several ways you can view it. I usually pop it like wave 1 if I level at level 1. Maybe wave 2 or wave 3 if I level at level 2. Like that, I just use it because it literally gets you off to an advantage. You would already have it again, right? There's no reason to like hold on to it. And so when I have it available, I play really aggressive, you know, like not like insane. I don't want to say really aggressive. I play more aggressive, okay? And then I kind of choose this fine line where I think it is. You know, it's kind of your judgment call. Where if the opponent fights me, I'm not going to die, but I'm going to pop meta. You know, it's like they're not allowed to walk up to a certain point. It's like, say he's going for this catapult. If I have meta, I'll play like right here. And if he goes for the catapult, I'm going to start using meta and hitting him 5 times. But like if I don't have meta and he's going for this catapult, I'm going to like sit right here going to deny it. Okay, so the most 1K thing I've seen from you so far is the fact that you literally have not pressed meta. That is absurd. I'm just telling you right now in the most helpful way possible. I love you, man. Why haven't you fucking pushed meta at 6 minutes? I just need it to be pushed, okay? Find opportunities. Buy the Sage's mask, not the fluffy hat, I think. Unless Tomato does the fluffy hat. Maybe he does it against burst lanes. Maybe that's what you saw and just kind of did it. I wouldn't have gone the fluffy hat here. Way too much regen purchased. So here's why your timings are slow. I'll tell you right now, okay? I don't know. Have you guys heard of the term inefficient interaction? BSJ, what do you mean? You literally say that every single fucking time you do a replay. Well, yes, I do. So here's what happens, man. You're in a lane, you use meta, perfectly fine. Up until this point, we're great. We use meta, we're getting contested. We have 2 heroes in our lane, one of which is the enemy mid. right now, literally right now, you may ask yourself, okay, are we going for kills? Sure, we're going to turn around, going to look to attack. Okay. And at this very moment, you have 2 heroes in front of your face, the Doom's going to respawn in 8 seconds, and you have 0 HP. Now that we take the time to think about this, your solution is quite clear. Go hit some fucking jungle creeps. When I say inefficient interaction, that means that whatever I'm looking at, you're not capable of playing the lane, interacting with the opponent in an efficient way. Meaning, the amount of time you're spending here compared to the amount of creeps you're killing is very low, considering the fact that you have meta running for like another 20 seconds, and you also have treads. So you actually farm pretty fast, right, in the jungle. So you have to be able to weigh that the higher level you are, the more items you have, the faster you're going to clear jungle. And then you have to weigh that against your ability to lane, right? So the longer the lane goes, the better it has to be for you, right? Because as you level up, the jungle becomes better and better. This is like especially on Terrorblade, because this hero can jungle super early. So it's, it's 7:23. I told you should go jungle literally right now, right? And so it's like 7:23 for the next 16 seconds, 20 seconds, 25 seconds, 30 seconds, 34 seconds later, you hit your first creep. Guys, it's really not that hard to learn this. I'm not saying that you should know this, but you should learn this, okay? It is really not that hard. Just ask yourself in your games, because this is a part of the learning process. When was the last time I hit a fucking creep? How long of a time did I go between hitting creeps? How many creeps am I getting to hit? So it's like you ask why your timings, a 12-15 minute Dragonlance Yasha, is not happening. It's because no carry player in the high MMR brackets will sit stuck sitting in lane watching creeps for 35 seconds. It just doesn't happen. It literally doesn't happen. So that's exactly what you need to do, is learn to better gauge lane versus jungle. I would have jungled right there. I'd still be jungling right now, honestly. I'd let the Lich have the lane. I'd rotate to defend my tower. That's it. Otherwise, I'm jungling at this point. I'm a fucking Terrorblade, man. Here's my 2 options, man. If you're in lane as a hero that can jungle, I need you to spawn illusions and hit the fucking creeps and walk away, or hit the jungle creeps and defend your tower. Guys, I have done so many fucking replays. There is no in between. When you are a flash farming carry, guys, when you are a flash farming carry and you are at like 7 to 8 minutes in, probably when you get treads, you have 2 options. You hit the fucking creeps and walk away, or you hit jungle creeps and defend your tower. Literally none of this jacking off shit, okay? None of this. Stop, okay? Just stop. Stop sitting in lane. Hit the fucking creeps. Just hit them or leave. Those are your 2 choices, okay? Those are your 2 choices. None of this. None of this. Hit. No! Why are we denying? Hit. Every single second. Just hit. No! Stop denying. Hit. Oh my god, dude. I could have literally cleared that creep wave in 2 seconds. You're literally here for 25. You've literally sat there for 25 seconds. You could have just cleared it and left. Clear. Yes. Now he's got to get the last hits, but yes. He's doing it. It's beautiful. Oh my god, he has started the jungling process 2.5 minutes late. That's it. Man, I'm just telling you right now, what it takes to be a high MMR carry, it's difficult, sure. But that's all you're missing. You have the jungle as close to the right time as possible, took you 2.5 minutes. You can cut that down to like 1.5 minutes, you're like 3K, Cut it down to 30 seconds, you're 5K. Cut it down to 5 seconds, you're 8 or 9K. Cut it down to 0 seconds from the exact moment you're supposed to leave, you're fucking at TI, baby. Okay?
Mission bottom!
Okay, we did not use meta. Okay. Don't buy the Belt of Strength. It doesn't accelerate you. So if you're gonna go Dragon, I'd go Yasha first here, personally. I'm not hitting towers, so I'd go Yasha first. Falcon Blade also gives you some HP. So this is what you're doing here. I want you to know that pretty much every carry player I yell at starts doing this. where you guys rotate between jungle and lane. And the only question I always have for you guys is, why did you start that at 10 minutes? Why didn't you just start it at 7:20? I'm not saying that in a, like, rhetorical, smart-assy kind of way. I'm saying that in a, like, I'm asking you to ask yourself, to become self-aware of, like, why? You know, why did you wait so long? You know, you clearly know to do it. So why'd you wait? Where is the sense of urgency? So I said you weren't planning on hitting towers. I guess you and I are on just different pages. I consider Terrorblade, and pretty much every carry to be an opportunistic tower hitter. Pretty much every carry. I mean, there's like very few exceptions. And so I'm going to make it clear what opportunistic tower hitters mean. Opportunistic tower hitters means that the opponent TP'd somewhere, or one of their heroes died to a gank, or something very specific in the game happened that you're like, oh my god, this tower's free. If that doesn't happen, then you just fuck a jungle and push out the lane. So, like, you know, here, let me, oh, I didn't mean to rewind 60 seconds. So, like, in this specific instance, nothing happened, right? Literally nothing happened in the lane. Sure, maybe you're gonna hit the wave, hit the tower for like a second or two with meta. You know, do this. What I would literally, if you, since you popped meta and you like bullied the Doom away, I'd maybe hit the tower for like 2 or 3 seconds. That's what I would do. And the only reason I would do that is because usually if a meta Terrorblade's hitting the tower for 2 or 3 seconds, the opponent might shit their pants. You know, they might insanely overreact. You know, they might bring like 3 heroes for no reason. But then I'm backing off. And the whole idea is that you didn't do anything in the game that made this tower a good opportunity. Like, I need you as a carry to give me a very specific reason that this was good. I'm not saying that it's bad to hit towers. What I'm saying is your default should be to not hit the tower, and you should have a very specific reason that is not your own hero that makes it so it's good to hit this tower. Okay, what I mean by not your own hero is don't tell me you're in meta so you're hitting the tower. I need you to be like, well, Tiny just respawned and just TP'd mid, so I knew they could not have their mid laner, so I hit this tower, right? That's like something that I would be looking for. But nothing like that happened. And the reason why that's so important is because to a high MMR player, this looks forced. Instead of hitting some free jungle camps, we're, you know, putting ourselves at risk and dying to the enemy mid that, you know, was the person we were looking out for to be allowed to hit this tower, right? So we pretty much lose all pressure on the map now because we are booted out of top. On Dire, we'd almost always rather hold top because of how good our jungle is. I mean, like, my dream for Dire carry is to literally rotate between these camps and lane for literally 20 minutes. Like, I feel like I win every single game, almost, that I do that. So that's why I would most likely go Yasha, because that speeds up this entire process. And most of my TP bottom would only be if the opponent rotated heroes top, right? So I'm like, well, I can't defend this tower, and I should go pressure anti-mage. So you effectively did that because 3 heroes came top, so you TP'd bottom, but you booted yourself out of top, okay? Like, that's basically what happened. You push the tower in a forced manner. I've tried to say time and time again that this tower very rarely matters for carries. It's just not a very important tower, so you should never put yourself at risk to take it. So all I'm trying to say is your goal is to stay in this area and then defend your tower. Stay in this area, defend your tower. And any move you make, whether that's pushing the tower or whatever, that jeopardizes that is generally a bad move, okay?
Is under attack. Radiant have fortified their structures against an Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I don't even think I would go Dragonlance here in this game, to be honest. I think I would just go straight SMY Butterfly. I would go straight SMY Butterfly BKB. The reason why I go SMY Butterfly BKB is because Butterfly is just an insanely good item against Anti-Mage. The SNY gives you enough HP. SNY plus the level 15 talents, enough HP to survive Tiny. And Butterfly is an acceleration item. I only do it against Anti-Mage. I'm just being very clear. Maybe a PA. The heroes that don't want to buy MKB. That are also spending their time farming. So, like, the reason why Butterfly is generally bad on Terrorblade, like, second item, is because the guy you're farming against will just kill your illusions. But, like, Anti-Mage and PA, who are farming, cannot kill a Butterfly TV illusion. So I don't like these massive stacks unless you're going to meta and kill them. Let's see if you do that. I mean, you're just literally... You shouldn't be waiting for those illusions. So what you should have done here... I see what you're thinking, but you should... Let me rewind. You should start hitting these camps right now. You should just pop meta. So here's what's happening, okay? You think you're being efficient by waiting for the camps at 1553 and stacking them. What you're ceasing to understand is that by sitting here, if you clear these camps, you have access to other camps. Like, you can go farm this, you can go farm this, farm this. So you can actually go do other things. The only reason stacking is super important and on a hero that doesn't actually cleave or do AoE is because you have limited space, right? You have such limited space that you have to stack these camps because once you finish these camps, you have nowhere else to go. So it's like really paramount that you stack on a hero like TV in that instance. But you can just go somewhere else, right? You can literally clear both these camps, doesn't need to be stacked, and then just go farm mid. You can go farm bottom. You literally have the entire map to farm wherever you want. Look at this. There's a huge fucking wave. There's literally so much going on in the game right now, and you are glued to the triangle because you're waiting to stack. So you're effectively waiting here between 1543 and 1612, another 30 seconds where you're not hitting a single creep. That was literally 30 fucking seconds. Do you understand at a basic level, the most basic fundamental level of carrying, that to get the max GPM, you have to be right-clicking creeps as high percentage of the game as possible? Like, you should literally take it offensively to yourself that you are willing to sit in your own triangle for effectively 30 seconds hitting 0 times. Like, you should be offended. Like, your present self that is watching this replay should be offended by your past self for doing this, okay? You should be fucking offended. This is gross. 30 seconds on carry of not hitting a single creep when we have the literal entire map to ourselves? Fucking blasphemy, man. Blasphemy.
Regeneration.
Okay.
There is little hope for Radiant's middle tower. Scanning for enemies.
Okay, so you started walking back, but then you saw a bunch of heroes, then you advanced on the map. That was good. That was good. Very good. Once again, I'm gonna need you. You've got a golden rule to follow, my friend. Carries are opportunistic tower hitters, okay? I need you to give me specific reasons why you're hitting these towers. You need to be like, damn, the entire enemy team is showing top. They were in a team fight. Not a single one of them could be bottom right now. Obviously, the situation for hitting the tier 2 is even more specific than hitting a tier 1, right? Because tier 2 is further on the opposite side of the map and what have you. So please, just stop hitting buildings when the enemy team has done nothing. The whole point of split pushers, tower pressures, playing carry, is you force the opponent to react in some way. They TP a bunch of heroes somewhere, they die, whatever, and then you go kill buildings. Like, it's just not 2016 anymore. They've buffed towers like 12 times since then. You can't just hit them. Like, the enemy just kills you. Spoiler alert. These 2 deaths are incredibly forced, unnecessary, and if you remove them, you'll win way more games. Like, straight up. You just remove those 2 deaths on towers, the game's way different. Remove those 2 deaths on towers, don't AFK from 720 to 755, don't AFK from 1540 to 1610, and you are literally on your way to victory, my friend.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, we got meta. There's a fight going on near us. Totally chill. Totally fucking chill. A little overextension there. Not sure why we really love chasing underneath enemy towers. Terrorblade is a hero that people fight into, not the other way around. Okay, you're chasing people. You're making me think you're like an Ursa or something. Stop chasing people. Your hero doesn't chase people. The only time your hero chases people, when your hero is not a chase hero, is when you have a chase hero on your team chasing them. I want you to think of that. Terrorblade, not a chase hero. So the only time you'll find yourself chasing is when you have a chase hero that is chasing them. Not you, but somebody else. And you follow. Okay. You are just chasing people as Terrorblade, which is
Where's my pension?
not what the hero does. Okay. A little bit of nice micro there. Okay, gonna advance on the map a little bit.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, you're doing like a good job of continuously pressuring bottom.
Dire's middle tower
So, what happens here is that there's 3 heroes bottom, and one of your teammates is stealing the triangle. So your correct play is to TP mid or top right now. I know it's a short TP mid, but you're gonna miss a creep wave if you don't TP right now. I just hate to see this. It was a long time, actually. I'm gonna rewind to when you realized you had no creeps. It was right here. This is when you realized you had no creeps. So based on exactly what's happening in the game, I see that this guy's farming triangle. I have no other creeps behind me. 4 heroes bottom. I need you to either TP top if the silencer had not made this TP, or you can TP on your own outpost. Either of these is fine. But basically, as a carry, you need to be a bit more dynamic. This doesn't surprise me, right? Because the same principle that goes into hitting the tower is the same principle that goes into making this decision. In order to hit the tower, you need to see that a bunch of other heroes were forced other places. In order to know as a carry that you're supposed to TP away from this area is that you see this many heroes in this area. You forced them to be here. So you have actually done a pretty good job of sending illusions bottom consistently. You've actually done your job of forcing 4 heroes here, and then from 25:40 to 26 minutes, you jack off for 20 seconds. So this is your problem. You seem very content to have absolutely no creeps to be hitting, which is not good. Not a good thing. And oddly enough, you stayed bottom. They left bottom. Like, you went to the triangle, they left bottom, and then you left. You don't have any timings. You're like 2,500 gold off of an item. There's perfectly free farm on the bottom half of the map. You saw them all leave. There's so many creeps here to hit, and you go to a fight in the enemy triangle. So this is you allowing your teammates to grief your positioning. Your positioning on the map is that you're farming bottom. You have this area to yourself, an entire creep wave. Resume the pressure that you were creating right here, and then you can go look to do something else. The issue is if you don't understand by creating this pressure that that's allowing you to go TP elsewhere and farm, then you're not going to understand the importance of having this pressure in the first place. Having this pressure where you forced 1 or 2 or more heroes to come to bottom lane is going to make a decision like this one good. If you haven't done a decision, or if you haven't forced them to react in this way, running across the map is going to be garbage 95% of the time. I fucking guarantee you. The way you play Terrorblade and other illusion heroes and other like generally high pressure carries is you consistently pressure this area. You consistently pressure this area, and when somebody on their team reacts to the pressure, that opens up plays somewhere else. Okay, it's literally like, hey guys, come get me, come get me. Oh, I'm team fighting top. If you have not done the first step of that, anything you do is garbage. Okay, it's just going to be garbage. I promise you. So yeah, that's going to be it for that replay. Spent 30 minutes on that one. Good lessons to be learned. Good lessons. Good lessons. Okay. Let's go next. Thriving gamer. I've been in position 5. Right on, man. I read your message. It got deleted, but I read it. Oh, yeah. Nope. 2 different streams. Pubs later. What's in your smoothie? Grapes, kiwi, pineapple, lime, banana, and peach. You guys will get used to the schedule. I promise. It's going to be the same every fucking week. So just know, if you're asking me the schedule for today, perfectly fine. I don't expect you to know the schedule, but I will be upset if I see it again next week. Because I'm going to have a schedule out. There's going to be a whole fucking graphic for it. It's going to be the same every fucking week. 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays. I'm going to be doing replays. So if I see fucking Mr. Pot 10 on next Monday coming in saying, BSJ, are you playing pubs after? I'm going to say, no, Mr. Pot! You asked this last week! Okay, but it's perfectly fine that you're asking this week. Okay, got ourselves a support 3,700 roll. Zip. You won't come in next week? Aw, man. GG. We scared him away, or he just doesn't like replays. Okay, 47 min. Replay. Okay. Char with the 3,700 MMR support said started playing ranked again after more than a year of taking a break. Wow. This is one of the hardest games I've played. All of our lanes clearly struggled. That happens to me on Omni Night. Other save supports that don't do much early. My main question for this review is trying to have the right idea, vision of the game in terms of build, map positioning. I felt lost during a lot of the early game, not sure how to use my time with what is happening on the map. I had the feeling I was waiting for team fights to happen because that's my comfort zone. I see. I would love your perspective on how I can create game plans, vision. Sure. Never tried so many fruits. Yeah, the Netherlands grocery stores has really good smoothies. Like, it's literally just a grocery store smoothie, but they're really good. I just get them all the time now. Albert Hines is the GOAT. Okay. You are against Underlord Earthshaker. I would probably buy boots here. Actually, Underlord Timbersaw. Or sorry, Earthshaker Timbersaw. I think I would still buy boots. And I would focus on trading with the Earthshaker on the side. Whenever I have a ranged carry, Earthshaker is super annoying for them because of the fissure blocks. So I would just zone the Shaker at all times. Give Drow as much solo XP as I can, because there's not much you really do to Timbersaw. I think that's really my main source of motivation here. Notice how like you're running at Timbersaw, then you're like gonna run back at Earthshaker, and then all that kind of nice to nice. You're just kind of running back and forth, which is what you're supposed to do. But in order to do so, you should have boots. That's very predictable based on the enemy 4. So when you see, okay, when the enemy 4 is a hero that's not going to play much in lane, you're most likely going to play less in lane as well. So you should run after them, because that's usually the best play. So boots. Like, Earthshaker pretty much always means either boots or Windlace. You can't always afford boots. Sometimes you need, like, sentries or something. But, like, you should always look to chase after them. So the second Earthshaker pulls, in the situation you were in, there were a bunch of creeps, so you couldn't really do much. But the ideal circumstance is that during this tower, right here, you saw what Earthshaker was doing, and you go meet him, rather than sticking around for this deny. It's super important to be keeping in mind what the enemy 4 is doing. If you see the enemy 4 doing this, you should go follow him. Pretty much every single time. So in this case, you stuck around for the extra deny for too long and took these creeps with you, which means you can't go chase him. So yeah, you should definitely not do that. Dude, replays are so buggy ever since the battle pass. Like, literally, the battle pass broke the fucking game. It's crazy. People's characters disappear every time I rewind and shit.
A nice distraction.
Yes.
Oh, and you completed the wand. That's so weird. I feel like after what I've been watching, you would at least recognize that you were like running back and forth a shit ton. You bought the windlace, I guess, but the wand upgrade's very strange. So yeah, you're tanking for your drow. This is a lane where you can actually like help the drow hit creeps. So like here, I would almost argue that actually there's really not much you can do because you're against Timbersaw. Yeah, I mean the lane's kind of just destined to be shoved into you guys. I guess if you're just tanking for her, that's probably the best you can do. Usually people don't max heal, but I can see why you would do it in this lane. Really important you block the hard camp in a lane like this. When I say a lane like this, I mean one that's going to be pushed into your tower a lot. Whenever the lane's near your tower a bunch, it's generally bad to have the large camp be there because you're never going to pull it and the opponent can pull it. It's especially important when your carry is a position-based carry, like a ranged, squishy dude that is not able to walk over here. So I would say there's like a gradient from 1 to 10, where 10 is like really important to block the hard camp, 1 where you would not want to block the hard camp, and this lane's probably at like a 9, 9.5. Like, you guys are never pulling the hard camp because it's constantly pushed out. Drow can't contest it, and then they have a 4 position that plays outside a lane. So yeah, it should definitely be blocked this game. Fucking man mode Omni Knight, let's fucking go.
In your ignorance of the omniscience, it is me.
Wand Fairy Fire?
I've got my ear.
I think you could have made him chase you longer. At the very least, maybe live.
Blessings.
Mangoing a Necro. Necro lost lane to a Underlord. Weird game. So yeah, you guys are losing all 3 lanes, it looks like. This is a pretty common scenario if you're Omni Knight and you're losing multiple lanes.
Think not.
Radiant should look to the bottom tower.
I'll tell you this much. If you leave a drow behind, she's gonna get fucked. I literally had this happen in my game as drow. I was the drow. So all I can really say is whatever you do in the mid lane has to be incredibly important immediately. And otherwise you need to go back top. So my issue with what I've seen here is that you TP'd mid to help the Necro, right? Makes sense. Buying 2 mangoes for this Necro is like a lot of gold for you, by the way. That's like a shit ton of gold. So if you want to do this, what you just did right here, I need you to now run back top, okay? Like, maybe this, okay? Pudge walks in, Invis, you're going to help out here. I need you to now run back top. Like, literally right now. I just need you to run back top. Stop getting fucking debated. You've done your job. If Necro proceeds to die, it is what it is. I need you to run back top. All of this stems from the fact that your drow is in immense danger without you, okay? So because you don't go top, Necro ends up going top. I guess that's not like the end of the world. It's not ideal, I would say. Most of the time when people don't do their job in the game, somebody else does it for them. That's generally how it goes. Hey, that worked out. So we're losing 3 lanes. I don't like that you maxed your Q. I feel like 2 points in lane was okay, but I don't know why you're maxing it now. So at this stage in the game, I would choose my strongest core and sit behind them. So Drow is a laning stage hero, needs a bit of babysitting, but in the mid game, I never want to play with Drow. I like let Drow do her thing. She's gonna go hit some creeps. She's not strong. Whenever you're a saving heal support, you need to enable the guy that's strong come mid game. So obviously the harder the game is, the harder choice it is. But, you know, if I ask you which hero on your team makes best use of a point-blank heal on top of the enemy team and the extra strength, what would you answer, right? I think the answer is very obvious. I would just go follow your Dawnbreaker around. Looks like he's not even a core. It's actually your silencer. I don't even fucking care. You guys have 3 ranged cores, so fuck it. You're an Omni Knight, go follow your Dawnbreaker until he has ult. So the way I'd say is, like, Dawnbreaker actually makes the best use of your spells by a large margin. But once she has no ultimate, or once she has her ultimate again, then you effectively have Dawnbreaker somewhere else, right? So I would probably go play with Dawn for now, and then I would go play with Necro afterwards. That's how I would do this. I thought it was Dawn core, but that's okay.
Dire's top tower is
Playing behind the Drow is just not good. You're like trying to heal your teammates and give them sustain. I understand the idea that you're probably thinking, like, I'm in 3K, my core needs to buy more regen, and he's not buying it, so I'm going to give him some regen. That's, like, fucking luxury thinking. And what I mean by luxury thinking is, if you have nothing else to do in the game, that's what you can do with your time. It's like, oh yeah, I can give my core some health. It's like, I watched you go mid, give the Necro some mana and heal him, and then sit there and heal him again. And then I've watched you go mid with Drow and then sit here for like 30 seconds and heal her again. Like, this isn't good enough when you're down by 5k. You gotta, like, let them do their thing, you know? You're just like, here's a salve for you. Like, that's what you're effectively doing by purifying them, right? That's just, like, not good enough. So whenever you're playing Dota, you should always try to be as strong as possible, right? I feel like you're consistently... You either need to babysit the weakest guy in the lane, right, in the laning stage, in which case that was Drow, or you need to sit behind the strongest guy who has playmaking, right? Or at least the best playmaking. So in this case, it was definitely Dawn. I know that's like a bit counterintuitive because I'm saying, like, sit behind the weak guy but go to the strong guy. It's like once... What I'm saying is, when a carry like Drow will generally need your help for the first, like, 8 or 9 minutes. But after that, she's kind of like, you know, she's grown up, she's 18, she's allowed to move out of the house now. You know, you can just, like, let her go off to college. It's time for her to roam free and experiment. It's now your time to go do things with your life, okay? It's no longer time to, you know, hold her hand, okay? So that never really occurs at 13 minutes. I need you to go to your team, please.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. There is little hope for Dire's.
Yeah, go find a friend now. You know, you don't have kids to take up your entire life anymore.
Dire's bottom tower is
I would be playing with your Dawnbreaker nonstop. Your hero enables your team so much. Like, that's all your hero does. You're trying to defend the tower. If I'm Drow, it's my job to do this. So basically what's happening is you guys are losing pretty bad. Your Drow is not going to be a part of the game for a long time. Hero like Drow, so it's really important if you're going to play support to understand exactly how your cores work. Drow will never instigate a fight. She's just going to randomly connect to fights. Like, that's what will happen. She's either going to never fight, or she's going to, like, connect to a fight that's already occurring. So she doesn't start anything. So it's really her job as a carry in the game to clean up towers. Like, if the enemy's pushing her towers, for her to, like, go multi-shot it, right? If she doesn't, so be it. But what I'm basically saying is your job is to enable somebody with your spells. I don't think this spell does much of anything. Most of their damage is magical, other than Sniper, and he's not really in the fights. So leveling this at 6 is kind of a weird champ to me. I'm really just telling you, from like 11 minutes and onwards, I would have just been hugging my Dawnbreaker, giving her a bunch of strength. I probably would have gone 3-4-0. I probably would have gone 2-3-0. Then probably put another point in this and then gone like 3-4-0 and just literally Heavenly Grace my Dawn off cooldown and have her run in and, like, see what happens, you know? I feel like you're creating multiple points of weaknesses rather than one point of strength. Yeah, it's interesting. Your Drow's, like, connecting to this top fight. I'll be honest, I feel like you've been virtually non-impactful for pretty much the entire game. I think you realize that, and that's why you sent me this replay. So early game, I would have prioritized getting my Drow out of the lane as best as possible, relieving as much pressure on top tower with my Drow there as possible. Then once Drow turns 18, you're going to let her go do her thing, and you're going to go follow the guy that makes the best use of your spells. You know, every game that's going to be a bit different, but I need you to understand your hero, and then I need you to understand or apply the application of your own hero to the heroes on your team. So it's like with Omni Knight, with my spells, definitely Dawnbreaker, right? So I would have been following him around. And you've just been sitting mid. I'll tell you, man, when you don't know what to do in the game, it's almost never sit mid. So I want you to understand that the way the dead lane theory works, it's not as accurate. It's not like the exact same as it was like 3 or 4 years ago. The dead lane theory basically says the winning team controls 2 lanes, right? It means that the team that is controlling the map is controlling 2 out of 3 lanes. That makes sense. And since most of the time they have their heroes in somewhat of the same place, that means they're controlling mid lane every single time, right? They're not controlling both side lanes. They're controlling mid lane plus a side lane. So when you're losing and you're not in control of the game, generally, jacking off in the mid lane is not the correct answer. Okay, that is not the answer. You will almost always, the worse the game is, unless you are like a Wyvern type D-pushing support that defends mid, it'll be your job to go to other lanes. So I'll just ask you every single game you're playing if you think your hero was the best at defending mid tower over something like Dawn or Drow who have super long range nukes, okay? So when you're losing, please guys, get the fuck out of mid lane. This is something I have to tell AK players, okay? I want you to know it's a pretty high level basic understanding. What I mean by basic is once I tell you like, yeah, they're controlling mid, get the fuck out of mid. It's really obvious, but honestly, AK players don't understand it either. So, you know, it is what it is. When the game's kind of stressful, all I needed you to do was walk to your Dawnbreaker literally one fucking time. That was all I needed you to do here. Just walk to him. Just walk over there. Just leave, man. Just stop. Stop sitting here. Please. Okay, now we're with our Dawn, and we're gonna follow Dawn to top lane.
Yes.
No, we're gonna go back to base with enough mana to operate. I feel like that was like one clarity. I would have been so sad if that Timber somehow survived.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. The Radiant Sky's middle tower.
Where did you just go? Like, your team was all being very aggressive. You guys got 2 kills. Where are you going?
Radiant are scanning for enemies to their middle tower.
Where were you going? Like, why? Were you actually going to the mid lane here? Why are you not with your team? You're an Omni Knight with a mech. I also don't like mech. You have a sustained mid already. You also have a sustained support in Dawnbreaker. This is like a we need more fucking damage lineup. They have like 4 strength heroes and a sniper. This is like a drums, fucking Vlad's Solar Crest kind of game. Like, we just need damage. That's all we really need. Yeah, I think buying more heal when 2 of your teammates already heal against a lineup with a bunch of tanky guys and you're losing just doesn't make sense to me. You know, whatever made you build this item, you know, it was wrong. That's all I got. Here we go, jacking off the mid lane again. Yeah, the enemy fought into you guys. That's nice. This is why you guys think sitting mid's good, huh? Because the enemy just walks into you. Okay, we're kind of back, though. Okay. Okay.
Regeneration.
You don't need to go base here, man. You could have just mana booted, dropped your mana boots, used the wand. You could have like walked top, walked bottom. You miss a lot of opportunities to farm as a support, which aren't very many, right? There's not very many opportunities as support to farm. And you always miss them because you keep going to base. This is literally like use the mana boots, drop the mana boots, wand, fly yourself 2 clarities, and that like buys you this creep wave and the next creep wave. The reason why it's so important that you farm here is if you've noticed pretty much all game, there's been creep waves being pushed into you. This is a lot because people in your bracket will do similar things to what you're doing, where you guys could be clearing waves, you could be staying on the map, and you're just basing. Like, for really no necessary reason. Like, I understand you have low mana, so you want to base, but did you really have to base here, right? So it's like, if you rewind, right, you use your mana boots right now, you're at, 270 mana, you drop your mana boots, use the wand, you're sitting at like 400 mana with no ult, okay? It's like, do you really need more than 400 mana with mana boots and no ulti? And you're going to fly your Greaves out and you could use those too, which give you like another set of mana. You're going to literally be sitting at 600 mana. And you're just walking base here. That's map pressure, that's like a level, that's like 500 gold. Now the fights are going to be on your side of the map again. I would have loved for that fight to be the exact same on the opponent's side of the map, because the creep waves are pushed in. What happened here? Like, we smoked? Why is the question? I would ask you why you smoked. What's the purpose? No global, no Dawnbreaker ult, and your Drow's top. So you guys are fighting with like this hero's half of a hero, this hero's half of a hero, and you don't have this hero. And you don't have your ulti either, so you're like 2/3 of a hero. So it's like one hero, 1 2/3. You're fighting with 2 2/3 heroes right now. I also need you to consider that whenever you guys take a fight like this and go on a core, look at the map. If you go on the enemy mid laner, and this is what the map looks like, meaning you see the map, you just killed their mid laner, where do you guys think they are? Right? They obviously reacted to the fact that you just went on their mid laner in the bottom lane. So they're all fucking here. There's 2 options. I'm not going to say obviously. There's 2 options. They're either all right here because they immediately reacted, or they did not react because they were doing something else, which is killing your Drow. That's the 2 things they could possibly be doing right now. That's it. So I see an opportunity to place a ward, get some information. Like, I would literally place a ward like right here and wait, because based on what I'm telling you, it's this way every game, by the way. You get a kill like this, the enemy either all reacted or they're doing something else, is that I would do something that seeks information. The smoke is bad because your guys are not actually looking to fight, right? You have no abilities. And so I'd place a ward, and then if I don't see anybody bottom, I might even consider TPing top, if I had one, to go protect the Drow. But at that, it's also kind of just on him to not feed either. But he probably will in your bracket, to be honest. But yeah, this is just such a weird play. You guys used all your abilities to kill this Underlord and shit. And yeah, I mean, there was just like a 0% chance that worked. There was actually such a low chance that worked. That best case scenario, they were smoked top, killing your Drow, and you get a ward up for that smoke. That's like best case scenario, I think. That was literal best case scenario. Generally in Dota, whenever you make moves, whether that's pushing towers, going for ganks, you're going to force the opponent to make a decision between 2 choices, which is to directly respond to you or to go do something else. So I always ask myself what the direct response would look like and what the other thing would look like. That's like a very important Dota concept. I can make a video on that, actually. Give me a sec. Kill or push. What time was that at? That was at 26:15. Replay ID 67331303323. Okay. Yeah. So I feel like I talk about this concept a lot, and I find myself having to repeat it. So, that means I need to make a video. Not your fault. That is certainly mine. Okay. When I say damage, by the way, I guess what I'm saying is either damage or the ability to do damage. So I probably would have gone Drum's Force Staff here. Force Staff's really good against their heroes. Because you can force people out of Underlord's pit. Somebody gets stunned by Shaker, you can Force Staff them away. Somebody gets gone on by Timbersaw, you can force them away. Like, you're buying Force Staff now. All I'm saying is this game's all about damage and positioning. And you build Griefs. That's, like, the big thing. That's all.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Healing shock.
The reason why this game's all about damage and positioning is because you have 3 ranged cores, and they have really tanky guys. I feel like I say stuff like this, and I probably confuse you guys because I don't tell you why it's that way. So because you have 3 ranged cores, the game's naturally going to be more about positioning than it normally is. And when they have a bunch of tanky guys, you're naturally going to need more damage than you normally do. So if you combine your knowledge of your general lineup combined with their general lineup, you would notice heal, 3 ranged cores, 4 strength heroes. We need positioning and damage, you know? It's hard to come to that conclusion correctly, but I can only give you the right answer this time and hope it maybe helps you in future games. So you actually tried to farm a lane once. The issue is you guys just took a fight bottom. So that means the entire game, or like the entirety of both lineups is like doing a move like this. Like both teams are moving back out on the map. That's pretty much how fights dissipate, right? Everyone separates and does their own thing. So if I were choosing a lane, I'd either farm top here or no lane at all. What you did here, where you take a fight, and then you run to mid, I need you to know that you're going to run into an enemy hero. Because the enemy's going to make the exact same move you just did. So the person that goes and clears the mid wave like this, when both teams fought like this, or like over here, you know, like both teams are going to do the exact same thing, you need to be stronger than the other guy. Which in this case is not the case because you're a 5 position. So that's going to be a very predictable thing.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's going to never really be your job to have a fight end and go clear mid lane as a 5. Unless you're like a super long-range nuker, and that's with the intent to not fight the opponent, you know? Like, you're a nuker that can clear the wave without actually going to the wave. All the times that you're going to get your wave farm as a support that doesn't clear from long range is side lanes. Pretty much always. Okay. Another really weird smoke to me. I just don't know why you're smoking. It's one of those... maybe I need to know what you're smoking to know why you're smoking. You guys are like walking into the river. You're perfectly in vision. Like, if they were there, they would have seen you. Since they're not there, you don't need to smoke, you know? 2 of your teammates aren't even here. You're literally invading their triangle 2v5. Honestly, I'm going to wrap this replay up and say this. Remember to keep your carry babysat as long as that hero needs to be. A hero like Drow is longer than others. Once that stage of the game is over, if you're a hero that enables like IO or Omni Knight, follow your strongest guy based on your own spells. In this game, it would have been Dawnbreaker when Dawn has no ulti. Or sorry, when Dawn has ulti, you can go follow somebody else because then you're effectively following the Dawn, right? And then, honestly, this smoke right here and this smoke right here are just fucking griefing. Like, you're literally fucking griefing. The opponent's thrown the game. They've actually given you a game back by you guys coming mid, or by them coming mid and dying here. You guys had like a nice kill on the mid Underlord here. Whatever made you smoke down here, and whatever you were smoking that you smoked right here, it just don't. Like, it's literally forcing it. I need you to be much pickier about the way you smoke. Like, smokes are like powerful moves. You know, you have like 4 fucking heroes. You have your entire team, and you run into them with all of your abilities. You know, you see this green diamond, you see this green diamond, you see this green diamond, and you see this green diamond, and then you fucking smoke into them with 5 heroes. Okay? If you don't see these green diamonds and you don't have 5 heroes, you don't fucking smoke. Okay? That's it. That's my best advice for this game. Obviously a hard game in the early game. Like, the early game, super weird. Like, it's hard to be an Omni Knight support. I've been there. It's not a fun situation. But the game, like, for whatever you were smoking that made you smoke, you literally threw the game back, I think. These smokes are a complete grief. Okay. Cool. Gonna run a quick ad. You mean never leave lane as 5? Dude, that meme's never gonna die. It's a good meme. That is a good fucking meme. Party queue. What's the green diamond? The green diamond at the top indicates if you have your ultimate. Okay, Dawnbreaker off. 2.2. Thoughts on the new Marcy? Still strong. Not as strong, but still strong. Stronger in different reasons. It's like strong for other reasons. Like, she's not a blink stunner anymore, but her ultimate and her third spell are much better. Omni seems situational to pick. Omni Knight's pretty broken. I mean, the hero's like 56% win rate in pubs. He's pretty much, you can just pick him. He's not as broken and competitive because the way the hero operates. He's literally, I called him an IO for dummies. Like, that's what he is. Thoughts on 6 Mango Undying? Mangoes for Undying are basically a tango. Plus, it's like when you use Decay, you're getting a tango is what I mean. So, very strong. What do I need to do to see you roasting my replay? It's all done through my Patreon, my friend. Exclamation point Patreon. I've been playing 404 Warlock. Am I griefing? Sounds like it. Okay. Got ourselves a new replay. Why is Omni not seen in the competitive scene? Very common concept. The hero's easier to play than it is to counter. So when countered properly, the hero's not nearly as good. Heroes that are easier to play and harder to counter generally do much better in pubs, i.e. Omni Knight, Silencer. You know, Silencer consistently dog shit hero in competitive Dota for the last like 5 years, but you know, he plagues low MMR pubs. Why? Because the hero is easier to play than he is to play against. Hero's not actually good. I mean, Omni Knight's, I think, actually kind of good, but, you know, his win rate in pubs is way inflated. But that's how it always is. A hero that's easier to play than it is to play against will have a better win rate in pubs. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Got ourselves a BSJ replay. This is a 2.2k offlane. Don Borker says, I mostly play offlane. I'm almost 1 or 2k behind the enemy carry at 10 to 15 minutes. I feel like that's partly my fault because I'm not very good at last hitting. Fair enough. That will definitely get you there. But I also feel like my 4s are always less active than the enemy's 5. This game's a good example because the 4 literally DC'd. Well, okay. And I had to play 1v2. In these situations where my support's kind of griefing or not applying pressure, I always feel lost and kind of just sit in XP range and try not to die. Especially if I'm against ranged heroes. 90% of my pool are melee, Nightstalker, Dawn, CK, Legion, to name a few. I would appreciate some insight on how to play lanes like that, and also what I did wrong and right after the lane. Okay. Sure, man. What if you just didn't do anything wrong? What if it's just a perfect replay? No reason to have 2 sets of tangos. Just have 2 branches. Fly yourself another set of tangos. You're not going to use 3 tangos before you get another set. Usually I wouldn't even buy the second set of tangos. I'd fly myself a salve. I think if you started this game with 2 branches and then flew yourself a salve right now, that's already like 500 MMR worth of laning.
Nope.
Okay, so yeah, this is why you suck at offlane. I'll give it to you very straight, man. So your job as an offlaner, and the reason why it's so important to fly a salve... Oh man, give me a sec. I just had like the weirdest like realization. It like hit me like a fucking truck. I'm not even exaggerating. That sense of deja, that was probably the most intense deja vu I've ever had. Like in my recent memory. That was insane deja vu. Sorry. That was actually insane. That actually fucking messed me up a bit. Okay. Dude, today is just content fucking gold. You know why it's content fucking gold? Is because every replay I've done today, I'm saying something that I know I've said at least like 100 times, but I've never put it in an actual video, so you guys all suck at it, which is my fault. Let me take note of this replay ID. 67330879191. Offlane must do wave 1. Okay. Okay. I need to get another donut. you left-handed? Yes, sir. I am left-handed. Okay. Sorry. I think my blood sugar just like shot down. Okay. Let me go get my water as well. Okay. I apologize, General Gallo, because this is not your fault. I just had that. I had a very intense deja vu moment just now because I have said this exact thing so many times. Okay. Guys, I know most of my content is for carry players. And if you watch my carry content, I tell carry players that every single bone in their body, every single move they make, every step they take, they will be watching you. No, their job is to keep the lane right here. Okay? The job of the carry is to keep the lane right fucking here. So what do you guys think that means for you as an offlaner? What does that mean? If the carry wants the lane right here, what do you want? You want the lane right here. So if I'm telling you that the carry's job is to do everything in their fucking body to keep the lane right here, you need to do the exact same thing to get the lane right fucking here. And the thing is that whoever does it better will win, okay? It really is that simple. Meaning, if your fundamentals are better than the opponent's, you will win this battle. And based on what I've seen, consistently below probably 4K MMR, you don't have to do much, okay? Because pretty much every player fucking sucks. Sorry, excuse me. That's not your guys' fault. I'm just venting. What I need you to do as an offlaner, start the game with one set of tangos, as many stats as you possibly can fucking muster. You're going to fly yourself a salve. You're going to walk up to this fucking wave right here, and you're going to defensively aggro onto your range. First thing. You're against two ranged heroes, so guess what? You're going to walk up to like right here, defensively aggro. In worst case scenario, if they're good, they're gonna fucking stun you with Lion, and they're both going to hit you twice. And guess what? You're going to be missing 300 HP. And then what's going to happen is these creeps are going to go to your range. You're going to try to go for the deny, maybe not, you know, depending on what's going on in the lane. And then you're going to pull these three creeps back to here. Make sure they don't go to these creeps, right? You're going to pull them again. You're going to pull them all the way back to right here, okay? And then what's going to happen is, since he's this ranged little fuck, these three creeps are going to walk into his tower. They're going to walk straight onto his range creep. And if he's good, what he's going to do is these three creeps are going to go into his tower. He's going to walk to the side here and aggro them so that they pump out of tower range. So there's going to be this little like fucking mini game where you're trying to like pull these three melee creeps to here, and then you're pulling them back here, and then he's trying to keep these three melee creeps outside of tower range. And if either one of you fails to do this, you're losing the lane. Okay, so then what's going to happen is you're going to drag these three creeps to here, right? And then you're going to drag them to here. And then what's going to happen is you're going to sit them right here. Your range creep is going to get in aggro range of them slightly outside of tower range. And then what are you going to do? You're going to fucking aggro to that range creep. And then guess what? You're literally jacking off in front of your tower, winning every fucking trade. And if that Clinks walks up when you're level 2, he fucking dies. And then you win the lane. Okay? It really is that fucking simple. I'm not memeing. It is actually that fucking simple. You guys can watch every single fucking offlane player at the highest level. Drag to range. Drag to here. Drag back. Sit it outside their tower. Drag to their range creep. And then literally jack off in front of their fucking tower. It is the lowest fucking skill shit I've ever seen. But it actually works. It works every single game. Generally, there's very little a carry player can do about it. And I can tell you, at the highest level, when I play the lane fucking perfectly, and I counter that shit perfectly, the lane still ends up like right here. Okay? The lane still ends up like right here. Rather than up here. If I play it fucking perfectly as a carry, it's like right here. And I'm telling you, this fucking Clinks ain't gonna do shit. Okay, he's going to let you drag to here, then drag here, and then drag here. And the lane's going to be outside your tower, and you're going to win every fucking trade. But instead, so what happens is, when the lane's here, and I tell you you're going to win every trade, what that generally means is when you cast spells, you're going to do more damage to them than they're going to do damage to you. Like, that's what we mean by winning the trades. And if you do the same thing up here, where the lane's being played right here, and you cast your spells, your spell usage will generally be inefficient. So the way laning works is we want the lane equilibrium to be exactly where we want it, then we cast spells, not the other way around. We don't cast spells when the lane is not where we want it, unless whatever spell we're casting gets the lane where we want it, okay? So if I'm telling you you want the lane right in front of your fucking tower so you can jack off and get every fucking CS like the high skill offlaners you fuckers are. Sorry, this is just pent up aggression against the fucking offlaners in my games. You know, what's going to happen is you're going to think about how your spells interact. And the last thing you're going to do is use a spell that pushes the lane, right? That's the last thing you're going to do, which is right here. The lane was literally pushing into you. He actually handed it to you on a silver platter, and you nuked it right back into him, right? So you've had about 9 opportunities to defensively aggro. So here's what I'm going to do, man. Actually, I'm going to keep watching. Lane's exactly where we want it. But lane's pushing into us kind of hard. So we don't want 7 creeps against us. See this? We don't want this. I need you to hit these creeps. I need you to not deny your range from full to 0. I need you to hit these. I need you to start hitting this one right here, the one in front of you. I need you to maintain the lane equilibrium right in front of your tower. I need you to hit that. Hit. So there's like 5 enemy creeps instead of 7. Hit. Don't drag it into your tower. Hit. Fuck, why'd we drag it into tower? Hit. Fuck. Now it's being pushed back out because we dragged it into tower. No, that's not good. Just sit it outside a tower with like 5 creeps. Why are we fighting here? Okay, man. I don't do this too often with replays. We're actually going to cut this replay off here because I actually don't. Based on what you told me your issue is as an offlaner, this is what you need to work on. And I straight up think what you need to do is you need to find 3 people. I'm happy to help you, by the way. Like, send me a message. If there's anybody in chat that wants to do this, I think it'd be insanely helpful. I think you need to do 2v2 practices. Like, this is so bad. You are so far off that if you were to fix this, your laning MMR would just go... Like, I'm not talking like, you know... Like the fact that you made it to what, 2200? Yeah, 2200. And this is what you're playing lanes like? We're gonna fucking send you to the fucking moon, okay? So I've spent, you know, effectively like 6 minutes on your replay, okay? I need this to be the sole fucking focus of everything you do. Get the lane to right here, and then make it so there's like 1 more enemy creep than yours, and it stays outside a tower. And if the opponent does something to like prevent that, sure, man, you're gonna learn or whatever. But literally every problem you've had in this lane is your own doing. Also, put 2 points in hammer at level 3. This is a fucking joke. So my thing is that if you can do that, you will just win these lanes 1v2. Because in my bracket, they're not gonna let me do that. But in your bracket, they're just gonna let you do that. They're literally gonna let you do it. I promise. They're gonna let you fucking do it. Okay? So either find people to 2v2 with. That's like my best advice. Where you literally tell your laning partner, we're trying to get the lane right here. I need you to block the small camp at 1 minute, you know? And just don't let them pull. And like, that's the 4's job. The 4's job is to help you get the lane right here and then not let them pull. That is how the 4 ties into this equation, okay? Obviously in your pubs, you know, the 4 might not do that. I think you're literally in party queue though. You're literally party queuing with this guy. So you're in your summary, you told me your 4s tend to be AFK and it's your friend. So yeah, that's what I need you to work on. And for this month, you can send me another replay in like a week or two, okay? I'll take note of it. Let me just send you the time in which I did this. Did your replay at 1:25 this morning into the stream. Gonna give you another replay analysis afterwards. Need you to watch this one and use what I told you to improve before the. Okay. Not going to waste my time anymore on that one. And by waste my time, I mean he's heard everything he needs to hear. Not that what I said was a waste of time. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. Technically, he is correct. His 4 is AFK and DC'd. True. Okay. My favorite Indian streamer of all time. Do I look Indian? You have a student carry who would be interested to do this practice. Okay. Let me start a conversation. I'll do that right now because otherwise I'm not going to do it later. I am add friends. Oh. Mind if I put you in contact with someone who would have a carry to train with you for laning? Let's do that now. Can you guys message each other in the pleb chat? Rubarzon? Put you in contact now. Let's go. Here, Let me... can you type something in the pleb chat, Rubarzon? Pleb chat in the Discord? Sorry, I forgot your name's his name is AF. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, guys. Trying to do right by the people that sign up for my shit, you know? So, for people who are wondering what's probably going on, they're probably wondering what's going on. I think this guy that I currently did a replay review for really needs to work on his laning stage, like, first 4 minutes. And I think it's, like, so crippling that he just needs to spend time on it. So, I wanted him to do some 2v2 practice in lanes. Something I think he could get so much better at with like maybe 10 games. So I want to put him in contact with other people that would be down to do the same thing. Rubarzon's in chat hooking me up. So that's what we were doing. We were just kind of setting up a little play date, you know, a little play date, little play date improvement thing. So, okay. Got ourselves another replay. I can look to send students your way for support. I can look. I don't have any off the top of my head, though. I know I have a 2K support student. What? It's so weird. You click this arrow twice up here where you're literally like minimizing the game and resizing it and it just reloads. It's like so weird. Okay, this will be most likely the last replay. I guess I could probably do 2 actually. Okay. Never mind, we'll get one more after this. Hey everybody, got ourselves another BSJ replay. This is Steve Woody. Sent me a rampage in the Discord a bit ago. Says I play a lot of Huskar, so I'm really good, and sometimes I'm a useless piece of shit. Yeah, I mean this hero's kind of that way in general. There's no consistency. I either stomp or feed. Yeah, that's this hero. I've watched all your content. I'm applying as much as I can. Mechanically, I'm not the best, and sometimes I get overwhelmed in fights knowing where I should be and what to focus on. I'm a Leroy Jenkins kind of guy. I saw that in your rampage. I'm 40 and play a few games a day, sometimes more than I should, but overall I tried to watch replays before, but sometimes it's hard to know what I'm looking forward to improve. Sure, man. I'm going to focus purely on Huskar, because that's your like Grandmaster tier. You clearly play this hero a lot. I could even tell in your rampage clip that you have no filter. Like, you just run in. While that's like fine and dandy and all, I'm just gonna say right now that that's not gonna be good enough if you actually want to improve. You know, you can't have Leroy Jenkins mentality in Dota and improve. You just can't. I'll say this right now. You have 3 skills that are useful level 1. Literally all 3 of these have use. So pre-skilling, I am flabbergasted that you are a Grandmaster tier Huskar player and you are leveling pregame. Like, that blows my mind. This is actually insane to me. I cannot believe it. So what I'm getting at here is you're against Tinker, a hero that makes you miss attacks. he can reliably stop you from getting the enemy range creep, as well as a CS whenever he pushes laser on you. So what does that mean? You are almost certainly supposed to take your Q level 1. Secure creeps. Because the second he lasers you, you would have pushed Q. Also notice how you've never actually hit the Tinker. That's your 2 times hitting him, and it's happened level 2. He actually just lets you get the range. I mean, I guess it's hard to learn these kind of things if they don't laser you. They literally aren't lasering you. When the lane's on the enemy hill, I need you to aggro it back. So this is like a perfect example where you're supposed to A-click the Tinker and pull the creeps to the low ground. You should never be willingly attacking uphill as a mid laner. Like, the only reason you would ever attack uphill in this case is because you don't feel safe to walk up, or you literally can't walk up close enough to aggro these creeps because you're so scared. Otherwise, you literally just move the creeps to the low ground. That's a big thing. Big use of creep aggro in the mid lane. Used to attack uphill like 4 times. You seem perfectly fine to attack uphill, like you don't seem to care, which is not good. I'm just telling you, it's like such a big deal that you don't have a point in your Q against a hero that makes you miss. That's like... if you're Grandmaster tier Huskar, I need your... I need you to be a bit more dynamic, okay? I know you're a bit of a boomer, you know? But that doesn't mean you can't adapt to the change. You know, you're against a guy that makes you fucking miss. This is gonna get you at least like 3 or 4 CS that you would not have otherwise gotten, right? At least 3 or 4. Like that one, right? So the fact that you didn't level it is pretty despicable, if you ask me.
Radiant's courier makes the ultimate Radiant's courier has been killed. Misstep is the other's unfair.
Yeah, I mean, Tinker's not a good matchup for you.
No.
Yeah, you're actually just never gonna level it, huh? A little bit over scared on that fairy fire. Other than moving creeps to the low ground and you're not leveling Q, there's not too much to say here. So we're gonna keep fast forwarding. Need you to buy yourself a ward at nighttime, especially on Huskar. That should just be like autopilot for you.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That was an
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Nice kill. Now you level your Q? I feel like if you don't level it now, you you don't level it. Okay. Okay. So like at this exact moment, I guess the enemy is actually all dead, so I'm fine for you to hit this tower.
Regeneration!
It's interesting that you left a creep wave behind. You were full HP and you're winning the lane, and you just left a creep wave behind. You should definitely return to lane right here. You have complete control of the lane. Runes are spawning in 10 seconds. Only surrender control of mid if it's not efficient for you or you're weaker. That's it, right? And I don't think this is either of those cases. You're just giving Tinker free farm now? Like, you're literally giving him free farm. This is, like, unacceptable. This is incredibly unacceptable. The lane should be getting pushed out by you constantly. And because you're giving a very greedy mid hero that you've killed twice free farm. I need you to, like, process that, right? Like, that's really fucking bad. Your arm of toggling is obviously very good. It's probably better than mine.
The seeds of fortune.
this is like a really weird tower for me, because this is the port in the game around 9-10 minutes that supports start getting level 6, and you're just going on this guy. I feel like the only reason this play is working for you is because you armlet toggle like a god. And my issue is, even if you're really good at armlet toggling, you're gonna randomly die here sometimes. I don't like that you jumped this Tinker when he's like level 7 and you're level 10. I feel like this is such a low reward, it's such a high risk, low reward play to jump him here. It's just like, man, if Lich was literally in the trees right there, you just fucking die. Like, if Clinks is just right there, you just die. Like, I feel like what I'm seeing is every single time the Tinker's underneath tower, you're like praying he's alone. It's like, and if he's alone, your play's gonna work, and if he's not alone, you're just gonna die. And that's gonna naturally make your games really stompy one way or the other, because generally people who are very stompy or not stompy, they're either stomping or they're feeding. I'll tell you, pretty much the only common characteristic I've seen amongst all of them is that they don't adjust the way they play. Like, they just do the exact same thing over and over every single game. And what that means is that either the opponent's ready for it or it's not. So the impact of your game is determined by 5 opponents rather than you, which is going to make the results, you know, heavily fluctuate, because rather than it being an individual who's consistently influencing their own fate, it's 5 individuals on the enemy team who are different players every single game. So obviously your results are going to be like this. You know, I feel like the literal only advice I can have for you is that if there are heroes not showing on the map, in this case Clinks and Lich, and if they were here, would you have died? And if the answer is yes, you can't make that play. Like, you literally can't make the play. You're up by 6k, and you gave them a chance to just kill you. Like, this is a situation where I feel like you could have, like, BKB Ags or just, like, Ags Blink with no deaths. And you're, like, trying to kill a level 7 Tinker, leaving yourself vulnerable to dying yourself. Yeah, it's just really high risk. It's not really a surprise that some games you're going to stomp like this, and then some games you're going to literally just die randomly. It's like, at this point, the game's pretty straightforward, right? Like, I'll see what you do. Maybe you throw or something. Generally, I recommend you to follow the same formula that I tell carry players to follow. That formula is farming item, which is Armlet, survivability item, which is BKB or like Sange, and then kill item after. Mid laners are obviously a bit different, but Huskar is literally a carry hero in the mid lane. Like, he's not an actual mid laner, he's more of like a cheese carry hero. So you should follow a similar formula. What I'm basically saying is, you don't need to kill them to win this game. You only need them to not kill you. Whenever you're this far ahead in Dota, you don't win the game by continuously killing the opponent. You lose the game by dying. Like, that's how the game needs to be viewed. So, what I see on the map is that you guys have literally everything to yourselves. I see creep camps in their jungle that you could literally just take. There's like a wave mid to farm. I just don't really see a reason to be doing what you guys are doing here. Like, the only reason you do stuff like this, aggressive moves, is to take farm away from the opponent. They're literally sitting in their base. They're not farming. They're all underneath a tier 2. Like, imagine if they're just sitting here, you're killing Ancients, and they're literally just jacking off underneath their tier 2 tower. Like, you're out farming them. They're not getting any XP and gold. They're all literally sitting together underneath the tower. This is why we do what we do. Like, to make them do this. Like, why are we going on them when they're already doing it? Right? It's just unnecessary. Very, very high variance the way you play. And if you want to reliably win games, the lower MMR you are, the less variance plays you need to make. It's just how it is. It kind of depends, like, if you want to climb or not, right? Like, if this is fun for you, then, like, this is how you should play. But, like if you like to just be on the edge and armlet toggling or dying, then great. But like, this isn't how you're gonna win games, right? Reliably.
I can't take much more.
Don't go blade mail. Just go BKB. This is like a nice meme. You can hang up the blade mail Huskar, please. Just hang it up. Like, I understand what you're thinking. It's just not actually good. Is what I'm telling you. Okay, so we're gonna walk into Roche. So like what I would build here is like Winlay's Boots of Travel. Like that's what I would go. No blade mail, just Boots of Travel. You guys are stomping them so hard, I would just buy mobility. I wouldn't buy survivability. Like with the items you have, since you went Ags and you went to kill people. You're like so far ahead, you have an Aegis. The only chance the opponent has with heroes like Tinker and Clinks is to just dodge you at all costs. So yeah, I would go Winlay's Travels here. Just to chase them around the map. You also have like a hero like Nature's Prophet that you can TP to his trees and stuff. Generally as Huskar, you'll feel that people are just running away from you. They're either like trying to burst you, because that's the only way to fight you, or they're trying to run away from you. But there's really no in between. So you either itemize to be more survivable, or you itemize to chase them around the map. So it's like, you either go, you know, like BKB plus like armor, or like some big item that keeps you alive like Satanic. Or you just go like Boots of Travel, Blink Dagger, you know, like to chase them around. There's really no other way to play Huskar. I'm almost certain that this is the only way to itemize Huskar. Any item that doesn't fit these descriptions is just a worthless item, and that's why I'm flaming Blade Mail. It just doesn't do anything. You may say it's an armor item, but it's a small item. It's not, you don't buy, like you already have a 2k gold armor item. You don't need another 2k gold armor item. I understand that you're taunting them and they're attacking you, so it's like Blade Mail, but no. You need to see the macro picture of Dota. They're either going to try to burst you, in which case you survive it, not reflect it, you survive it, or they're running away from you, in which case you chase them. That's it. That's the only two ways that this hero plays. I have a lot of Huskar games, not too much in the recent past, but I know exactly how this hero operates. There's no in between. A bit of a stomp. We're probably going to wrap up here, but let's see if something else happens. I guess I'll just spoil just to see if there's anything else to talk about. Yeah, so you guys end up winning convincingly. This is no surprise to me, man. I know you sent me a stomp, but you told me your games were literally stomps or get stomped. It really just depends on what you want to do moving forward. I feel like you're super focused on armor toggling. You're super focused. Okay, I can relate to the way you play, okay? Because the way you play is literally, you're probably rinsing and repeating everything you do every single game. And just really good at it. Meaning, like, you're really good at armor toggling. You're really good at basically fighting as Huskar. That's what I'm basically seeing. What you're ignoring is fundamentals. You don't go on people when the enemy's all missing. You aggro when the lane's on top of their hill. You don't leave the mid lane to go farm jungle when you're winning the mid lane. You check the power runes at 6 and 8 minutes. You know, these are just fundamental things that happen every single game. And doing the fundamentals is what's going to make you climb, because you're doing things consistently. It's like, what if that Tinker got the 8-minute rune, it's a haste rune, and then suddenly he gets 2 kills off of it? Like, that's the kind of thing that's going to fluctuate your results, because you're giving enemies random runes. You're jumping a Tinker when he's level 7 and you're level 10, and if the Lich just happens to be there, you're going to die. Like, those type of deaths are like game losing. When you're 3 levels ahead of the opponent and you just feed. And the thing is that this game, it worked, but I think anybody watching, as well as you understanding what I'm saying, is like, they can see that you having that work is completely not in your control. It's somebody else's play to make. Which you should never give them. You should never give them the chance to kill you, the chance to make plays. So that's my advice. Kind of depends on where you want to go with it. Thanks for signing up. Okay. Next one. Right on, Dota 2 Dave. Glad you enjoy the content, my friend. Welcome to the subs as well, because somebody just gifted you one. Welcome. RNG won the qualifiers? Yeah, that makes sense. They were pretty fucking good looking. How long does he usually do replay analysis for? 15 to 30, depending. I end it when I maximize it at 30, or like I'll max it out at 30. But if I feel like I've said what I need to say, then as early as 15. I'd say most replays go 25. Okay. Probably asked a million times, but has BSJ commented on Arkosh forfeiting? Yeah, Rudy didn't show up. He was 40 minutes late. Not much else to say. Okay. Faceless Void is a very slow farmer. How to make friends, I suppose? Yeah, it's definitely good advice. How to make friends there. Okay, we got one more replay for the early morning stream. Regular pub stream will be in 4.5 hours from now. Precisely. Not estimate. Precisely. Okay. What makes Faceless Void so good? My only comment is, you know, I make YouTube meta reports, so I hope you watch them, because he's like the forefront of those. They're all on my YouTube meta updates every Monday. Last Mondays, I specifically talked about the best hero in every role, and Faceless Void was talked about, so. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Got ourselves a 4100 MMR replay. Carry Phantom Lancer says, after the buff in 7.32, I have started learning, or trying to learn, PL. And I would like to get any advice related to my performance. I'm not fantastic at micromanaging illusions like doing the PL bait, nor can I even tell the difference where the strong illusion from Doppelganger is, so I could try it. Okay. With all due respect, that only slightly irks me because you could learn that by literally going to a private lobby and just toying with it for a bit, but I'm going to do the work for you. So all it is you have hockey groups right here, right? They can be whatever you want them to be. It doesn't have to be the same as mine. You summon your illusion. With Doppelganger, you select the one that's brighter than the other one. I mean, you can test them, but like it's clear. Like I know it's clearly this one, and if you look closer, you know you'll see that like if we have a bunch of illusions, you know, with Ags.
I'm not ready. We will decoy.
Let's see if I can choose it. It's right here, right? Oh, it's this one. Fuck. Okay. Either way. It's this one, huh? That's actually pretty hard to tell. I'm not gonna lie to you. When there's 12 of them. Okay. Either way. You use your Doppelganger, select the tanky one, and you hockey it. To hockey it, you type control plus whatever hockey. So like my control groups are this, so like I have it bound to C. So whenever I doppel, I can push C, it'll immediately select that illusion, and I can run it around, you know? So usually you'll do something where you're like moving your actual hero and like, you know, whatever. But to tell me you, like, don't know how to hockey it or, like, you don't have it selected or whatever is a fucking joke, you know? That's something you can do in literally one game. So hopefully you did it here. Hopefully that helped. I believe that's in my PL guide. If you also want to check that out, pretty sure it's there. But, back to the game. Still in the early stages of Phantom Lancer playing, so there's probably a lot of improvements that I can make, so please don't hesitate to point them out. Sure, man.
I declare.
Yeah, the only reason that slightly bothers me is because, like, you know, just a little bit of effort, and I think that would have been taken care of. But it's okay. You're here. You want your replay analyzed. You're making the effort to improve, so I will oblige. But I'll also call you out for being a little lazy there. PL's all about defensively aggroing. All about defensively aggroing and trading favorably. So, I don't know, you know, I'm going to have my moment of deja vu again. Give me a second. I'm going to go ahead and use this replay too. Okay, so you guys might have heard that as a carry, all we want is for the creeps to be right in front of our tower. If you've watched BSJ content, you might have heard that before. You might have heard it 4 times in my last 4 replays, because none of you fucking do it! Sorry. I'm not actually mad at you, Phantom has AIDS. I just had to let that out. Now that we've let it out. Okay. What you need to do is defensively aggro so that the lane stays in front of your tower. Okay, so what that means is right here, we're going to defensively aggro right now to get this creep peeled off of these two. Okay, we just need it to not chase it away. Okay, we need to not have it so that the lane's up here and we're contesting them further away from tower when they have more creeps. So I need you to defensively aggro, move this creep to right outside of your tower range, and then keep it alive as long as humanly possible. These 5 creeps are then going to kill these 2 creeps. Or sorry, these 4 creeps are going to kill these 2 before they kill this one, and then the lane's going to meet right outside of your tower, and every trade you're taking is right back here, near the safety of your tower, rather than walking up into 5 enemy creeps and getting blasted by 2 heroes, okay? So that random 200 damage that you took for free is because of not defensively aggroing. PL is a super important carry to do this on because the hero, you're being insanely over-aggressive, to be honest. A lot of defensive aggro, a lot of virtually nothing on this hero. We want little to no hero interaction on PL. Like, if literally nobody touched each other in the lane, PL's like living the fucking dream. We want not a single hero to be hitting the other, okay? And PL will win if that's the case. So you're purposely putting yourself in situations where the enemy has more creeps than you and it's far outside of your tower, and that just makes me really uncomfortable. Like right there, I would have just defensively aggroed this creep to my range rather than chasing it all the way out. Really big issue for you. The fact that you're 4K and you don't use defensive aggro is a huge bonus. Why? Because it's super fucking important and you suck at it. So if you've gotten this far without it, that's fantastic. So what you're supposed to do here is you're supposed to kill this jungle creep as soon as possible. Why? So that we can get this lane back in front of our tower. So we kill this. So the reason why we need to kill this as soon as possible is to drag these 3 creeps into these creeps. Why? Because that's going to keep the lane right in front of our tower. And that's all that fucking matters to us. Because we're a good carry player. That's all that fucking matters, is getting the lane right fucking here! That's all that fucking matters, guys! But okay, so we're going to leave the creep alive a little bit longer than it needs to, and we're going to drag it straight to the left, putting the lane exactly where the opponent wants it, such that we're getting hit by 2 heroes having to run away. Okay, very good. Very, very good. No, it's not very good. So now we're stuck getting zoned away from the creep wave near our tower while there's creeps over here dying. So that's not ideal. Probably should have kept these creeps outside of tower range such that the lane met right here. But okay, we're back. Equilibrium's out here. Not the worst. Missed 3 creeps for it. Took an extra 300 damage. Not that bad. Now I need you to defensively aggro back to your range instead of chasing this melee creep over here. Okay, we're going to need to defensively aggro again to keep this creep alive longer. Okay, we're going to need to defensively aggro here to pull it to our range and kill the creep off instead of giving the Mars a chance to deny. Okay, we're going to need to defensively...
Wonderful.
Okay, we're going to need to defensively aggro. The lane's really far up. We need to pull it to our range. We're going to go ahead and defensively aggro here. Good. Okay, now we're going to need to defensively aggro to pull this away again. Good. Very good. Okay. So, when you pull, you need to keep in mind what the enemy creeps are doing when you pull. So, like, this is something where, you know, you see, while you're pulling, you need to look at this and see that there's 3 creeps alive for the enemy. So, when you pull like this, that means you need to go catch the creeps. Like, that's really important. So, if you wanted to engage the opponent here, you need to catch these 3 creeps and then go engage them. And that means that you still have to think it's a good engagement. But this is really bad to go pull, ignore that there's 3 creeps here, take a fight over here, and there's miss 3 creeps. I think like 2 of those were outside of XP range for you, so they're effectively like double denied. The thing is, you can do that exact same engagement you just did. I need you to catch the creeps so that you don't miss 3 creeps in the meantime. It's like, I'm not telling you the engagement is bad. I'm telling you the fact that you left the creeps behind is bad. Okay, we're going to need to defensively aggro to our range here to get ourselves in a safer position so we can trade more favorably. Okay. Okay. I didn't think the sniper was there. I was wondering why you were doing that, but it makes more sense now. Okay. Need to defensively aggro here a bit here. Okay. So I'm going to let you in on a little secret, man. I would say, on average, on PL, I probably defensively aggro 3 to 4 times a creep wave. I think you've done it less than 3 or 4 times in the lane. That's pretty much it. Okay, so we're going to go jungle. I need you to be looking at the lane just to see, you know, how many, like, is the Mars staticking the creep wave? Is he pushing it into you? I kind of need to know what's going on over there. Is Mars TP bottom? We need to return to top lane. Mars TP bottom, bro. Mars is gone. Go top. You don't have an offlaner in your lane. Holy crap. Why did you leave top? Because of Mars. Mars is bottom. Go to top. Holy shit. Dude, Mars is gone. You see him. You literally see him. He's right here. Run back to top! Oh my goodness. Oh my good golly goodness. At the very least, what you're supposed to do if you want to give AA the lane, because I'm going to try to be a good coach here and assume that you're thinking at a high level and you're like, I think my support wants this lane. Then what you should have done, this is what my video, which is coming out today, I think so, is that your entire purpose is to put yourself as aggressively on the map at the start of the minute as humanly possible. So you have no fucking offlaner, right, on the enemy team. Like, there's no guy here. So are you telling me you're not safe enough to go here? So what you should do is you should spend the last 10 seconds of this minute here walking forward. Right? Just walk all the way over here. You're going to walk to like right here. If this, if the AA TP's top to take the lane, then yeah, you're going to farm this and you're going to farm all the way backwards. Okay? And that's going to give you a nice straight line of farm. It's literally a wee straight line of farm. But instead, you don't do that, where you start at a camp that's not very far up and you sit here for about 4 seconds. So then what's going to happen is you're going to kill this camp, and then you're going to kill this camp, and then you're going to kill this camp, and then you're going to have 1 camp over here and 2 camps over here. So what that means is you either got one camp left for 25 seconds, or you're going to have to double back over the same path that you just crossed. So the 5 seconds at 9:55 to 10 minutes that you could have been walking to here, you're now going to spend time where there are creeps alive walking, okay? It's a big difference, okay? It seems small to the average viewer, but this is a big deal that you had to double back this path. Very inefficient farming. Incredibly inefficient. Incredibly inefficient. Okay, so we're going to farm backwards on the minute now. Fantastic. Early time on the diffusal. So that was a solid minute. We're going to walk back, advance on the map.
Selfless act.
Nope, we're going to sit here for... What? Dude, you could at least go to this medium camp. You could at least go to here. You're starting here? So what this means is that you don't consider the fact that you are literally splintering your farming patterns by doing what you're doing here. If you start here, that tells me you intend to walk this way. That's your plan. Like, regardless of what happens, you're walking left because you're starting with more camps to your left than you are to your right, okay? That's what it means. You don't think like this, so it's probably not what you're thinking. But I need you to now realign the way you're thinking and tell me that this is the way that your plan was to do that if you ever do this again, okay? So you're saying I'm going to walk left. That's my plan. I'm going to farm this camp and go left. So I'm going to go back to lane. Nope, I'm going to go back right. Double pathed. It's painful, guys. It's painful. He's walking over the same area multiple times. Okay. So we're going to TP top with Diffusal. Okay. So we're going to walk into their triangle, take their stuff. Very good. We're going to farm backwards now, through our own jungle. Could just do a nice loop like this, but instead, for some reason, we're cutting our farm in half again. So we're going to go here and then walk this way, and then we're going to end up doubling back after we get to this camp. Dude, honestly, man, it's like, it's so fucking funny, because, like, I totally understand that, like, this is just something you have never thought about before. And it's just interesting. Oh, man. Whew. Give me a second, guys. Whew. Okay, man. So when you're at the Ancients here, that was fucking fantastic. What a fucking beautiful play. You know? Right here. You just fucking got like 2 kills. You took all their farm. Fucking slapping them. Right? So why not have our farm just be a straight line? Like, why would you want your path to a destination to be like this when you could just go like that? Right? It's so obvious when you look at it in hindsight. It's so fucking obvious, dude. So the way you need to think about it is how much time you have, so however long that line needs to be, right? If it's like 16:30 right now, then it actually makes sense that you would go right here, because the time it takes you on the minute to farm either this half or this half, it's going to be over right at the minute mark. And the thing is, you want to end at one side of the jungle or the other at the minute mark, so that the next minute is a straight line. Like, that's what you want. You don't want your farming, if possible, to start in the middle, because then you do what you're doing, where you go this way and then you go back that way. And you're missing like 1 or 2 camps every minute, right? Because you're doing that. So this is a perfect opportunity at 16:06. I've got 54 seconds to farm my own jungle, to just do a fucking straight line. But instead, you know, you walk back, cut yourself in half, then you do a little, like, nice double back here. You go to here, and then you go back. Ah! You literally missed 2 camps. Like, there were just 2 camps unfarmed. That was like 200 gold. 250.
There is little hope for
Okay, so you make your way to the triangle, you didn't stack, and you're out of space.
This will come in handy.
So notice how you didn't really have space to farm this minute? That means you were supposed to stack. So, like, if you look at the map right now, this lane's pushed in. You've got 2 people looking to farm this lane, so there's no farm near you. That means stacking. Ultra important. Because if you have limited room on the map, you should stack, right? Because that kind of covers that problem, right? You run out of space, you stack. So you should have stacked this camp because you're running out of space. If I felt like this, if this lane was already pushing into my tower, I wouldn't bother stacking, right? Because I'm going to go kill that, and then I'm going to go kill the wave. You know, stacking would actually be bad if I had more farm to go get, right? Just got done telling a Terrorblade the opposite. He was not supposed to stack when he did. You stacked, or you didn't stack when you should have. Okay. So we're connecting to our team. We're like capable of fighting. I just wish you'd buy your item. I'm not sure why you're not buying your item. Okay, so you're gonna go push this out. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be blunt with you, man. I can see why you're 4K. And that's, in this case, I'm trying to be positive. Like, it's actually a compliment. You're attempting to connect to your team when you're strong, which is good. You know, a lot of 4K carry players will just, like, AFK. So, like, that's good to see. It's, like, good to see that you're, you know, farming and then connecting to your team. I can see that your, like, efficiency overall is pretty good. Meaning, like, you know, you hit creeps pretty fast, all that kind of stuff. This whole, like, farming in a line thing is going to be game-changing for you. Meaning, like, to me, it's laughable how bad your farming patterns are, but you're actually a pretty efficient player. And it's something where I'm pretty confident you've never heard this before. I'm pretty confident you've never thought about the game like this before. So I think it'll be pretty instant for you to start having your farming patterns go in a straight line rather than do the whole zigzag. On top of the whole, like, if you're thinking about how much farm is available to you, that will affect whether or not you stack, right? So, those two things combined, I think I could literally end this replay right now, and it would already have been super valuable for you. Not saying, you know, to my own horn or anything. I'm just saying, like, I think that's a lot for someone like yourself, because the other stuff's pretty good, you know? But, okay. So, my issue is, as a carry player, I want to feel like you are allergic to your team. Okay? I need you to think about that for a second. I want you to think about this, okay? Your team, you are literally allergic to them. But one of them... Okay. I want you to use this analogy. You are literally allergic to your team from like minute 10 to 25. But you also have asthma. And one of them has the inhaler. Okay? So what that means is anytime you stay near them, you should be getting some fucking goosebumps. You should be breaking out in hives, you know? You should be like uncomfortable. This feels like shit. Start itching yourself. But then if you stay away from them for too long, you're literally going to die of suffocation. Okay? So what the whole idea of playing carry is that every time you're with your team, it was because you absolutely had to be. Right? Because you had to go pick up that inhaler real quick. Take that inhaler. Your asthma's good. Now go fuck off! Right? Get away from these fucks. Right? But you're not doing that part. You're not doing the fuck off part. Okay? You are not acting like you are allergic to your team. So what I'm saying is, you know, it takes a little bit of creativity. But what happened here is you guys made a move to the bottom half of the map. Right? That's what you guys just did. You got a crucial kill. You went and pushed out mid. So with that in mind, I would ask you, what part of the map do you guys control? Right? That's what I would ask you. I see the enemy offlaner top. You guys just killed somebody in their jungle bottom. So what part of the map should feel safest to you? Top, bottom, mid, etc. And the answer in this specific instance is bottom. That's like a feel for the map, right? So then what happens is I look at my team and I say, what part of the map feels safe enough for me to go fuck off? You know? How far can I go without my inhaler? But I need to get away from this because I'm allergic, right? So like right now, I see an amazing opportunity to either TP if you had one, if you were like, you know, not Gork, or if you walk bottom. I would walk towards bottom here. And since I'm walking, I would probably farm along the way. So my farming pattern right here would be like this. All with the idea that bottom is safer and I want to get away from my team. Okay? So you do just a quick this. Ideally, you would have a TP, but otherwise you're just going to walk like this. And that's going to get you away from your team. But by walking to the part of the map that your team does not control, they will naturally follow you. So you have glued yourself to your team, is what's happening. You are now with your team for like an extra 2 minutes. That was what that was. So we got to bottom, but it took way longer than it should have. Okay. Don't buy shard on PL when you're free farming. Only buy shard if you're having a rough one. So in this case, every time I farm these 2 camps right here, these 2 camps, on like specifically these 2 for Dire and these 2 for Radiant, I ask myself, at this point, I'm splintering my farm, because I know I am. Like, because there's a decent amount of minutes that you'll start here, and it's not ideal, right? Based on what we've been talking about, because like, in an ideal world down here, you'd probably farm these 3 camps, and also these 2 camps, right? So the dream would be to start here, or start here, so that we can, you know, have it all be a straight line. But when you farm these 2 camps, that's not going to happen, right? Because, yeah, it's just how it is. But it's not like starting here is necessarily a problem. It's just, it's like, you know, I'm saying it's a problem that's going to be here every time you do this. So what that means is it's a very, very specific decision to go back to here or to continue going forward. And I'm going to tell you that if I see an Ursa top and I like scan a Roche and see that they're not here and I feel safe, dude, you have to walk left. You literally have to fucking walk left. Because this is, I'm scared. I don't want to get ganked. The opponent's not really doing any objective right now. I just need to make sure I don't die path. While this is the, I know where they are and they're not here. I need them to be kind of forced to be here. I need to force a reaction. And if you mess up this decision, I'm just telling you, man, I promise you it is a huge fucking mistake. It is a huge mess up. And it's quite possible to just never do it again. Like, this is just you autopiloting to your triangle. But I'm telling you to choose triangle when we know none of them are here, because we see the Ursa, we see the scan, is terrible. It is an insanely bad farming pattern. It is surrendering the map. You are so strong. You could force reactions bottom. You could consume their entire jungle. You could be literally split push pressuring them to come fight bottom and then join your team here and take a 5v4. But instead, like, bottom tower is just getting ignored and we're taking a head-on engagement. This is the exact same fight that you had to go to rather than choosing, because you went to here rather than down here. And I'm telling you, man, it is the most 4K fucking shit in the world what that is. That is the most 4K fucking shit. That's what I'm expecting when I see a 4K. You know, I saw you connecting to fights and all that kind of stuff. You're already kind of on a higher level than most 4Ks. You're like connecting to fights and attempting to like do your job in the game. But by choosing to go from here to here when the opponent's clearly up here, it is a fucking grief. You are literally ruining the map. I'm telling you, man, as a carry, your one fucking job is to pressure this lane. It is your one fucking job. It is the one fucking job. Of course, if the opponent is missing and stopping you from doing that, it's very different. Right. But they're not. So now we're just taking a head 5-on-5 rather than any split push pressure. Whenever you're playing a split pushing-esque hero that is capable of applying pressure, and instead you're forced to fight them head on when they have heroes like Ursa and Mars, you're naturally going to most likely lose these situations. Not always, but just most likely, you know? And so they end up getting Roche, but it looks like they overextended a little bit, so it works out for the better. So I need you to advance on the map because they're dead. We're going to start our minute mark here and then go backwards. Make sure we go to the big camp. Very good. Probably use Manta on top wave. Actually, they're running at you. Okay. So yeah, this is a situation where I didn't really expect them to come back, but you see this. Like, you literally see them running at you. This is just no respect for them. Like, you saw 2 heroes running from mid. You saw the Ursa running like this. This is just bad map awareness. I wouldn't have expected them to run at you, but the fact that they are running at you and you saw it and you just, like, went for the bounty as normal, yeah, I mean, that's just going to get you killed. So there's times like this where you're splintering your farm, you know, is 24 minutes. This is where I'm going to wrap up the replay, by the way. I've said enough for what I want to say. So notice how it's 24:12, so there's a wave over here. And you want to go this way. So you understand now, hopefully, the entire purpose of this video, right? Or entire purpose of this replay. Like, what I've literally said to you is, your goal as a farmer is to not splinter your farm, right? Your job is to make it so your farm's in a straight line. And that's totally in your control. Like, all the times where you've made it splintered has not been the opponent doing that. It's you doing that, right? So, but there's also moments in the game where it's going to get splintered, such as down here, right? And those are incredibly important decisions, which way you go. Like, I'm telling you, in every single game, one of those ways is correct. And if you mess up, bad things are going to happen. It's literally the same thing every single game. Bad things, so say you were supposed to play it safe and go this way, but instead you go this way, the bad thing is you're going to die. If you were supposed to go this way and you went this way, your team's going to pay the price. That's what's going to happen, okay? I promise you. Like, one of them's over-aggressive, so you pay the price. One of them's overly passive, so your team pays the price. That's going to happen every single time. That's like what makes Dota so fun, but it's also what makes it so stressful as a carry. I'm telling you, like, I do this all the time. You know, I'll have random games where I know my individual farming pattern fucked up the game somehow. You know, I do it too. This isn't something that's like, I don't even think it's masterable, you know? I think everybody messes it up sometimes. It's just like, you know, 12K players will mess it up once every 5 games, you know, as opposed to me who probably messes it up once or twice a game, you know? So, what I'm getting at for you is, let me do, this is actually such a good fucking video. Holy shit. Dude, I'm making fucking content today. Sorry guys, I've just got like a lot of nervous energy. Splintering farm patterns. Okay, so 16, I need the replay ID. 6737632980. So it's like 16 minutes, 24 minutes. Okay, I've got some notes. I'll worry about it after the replay. But okay. So basically, TLDR, okay? You want to splinter your farm as little as possible. And then sometimes you're going to splinter it, and that's fine. And to note that the most crucial decisions you have on carry are setting yourself up to not splinter your farm. That's a really important decision. And then when you have your farm splintered, whether or not or which direction you go. Those two things are going to guide like 90% of your farming patterns, okay? Very difficult to master, but it's like a very good point of reference. But then last thing I want to say is, especially on illusions or summons heroes, the whole point of having a manta to help you farm is that when your farm is splintered, you can send your manta one way and your hero the other. Okay? That's when you manta. People ask me all the time, you know, when do you manta for farm? How do I use manta to efficiently farm? Basically, when your farm is splintered, you send your manta the other way. It's really that simple, right? So this is like a classic where I see like 24-12. I know there's some farm over here. There's a creep wave coming. And I also know there's farm behind me. Boom! Manta. Fucking easy as fucking clap, right? Easy. Easy fucking clap manta usage. Easy fucking clap, right? We're going to go down here after you respawn. TP. Guess what? Wave here, 2 camps here, we're walking backwards. Easy fucking clap, Manta, baby. Easy fucking clap. Let me, 2540. Manta usage. Okay, man. like right here, super obvious Manta usage. You're leaving farm behind, you're splintered, your hero's running this way, you have a Manta. That's literally what it's fucking for. Okay? That's what it's for. Your farm gets splintered, your hero goes one way, your illusions go the other. That's when you use Manta, okay? So yeah, that's it for my replay right now. I think I've said enough. Thanks for signing up, buddy. Hope you learned something. I have not had any caffeine or anything, really. I'm just passionate about the content, boys. Passionate about the content. Like, I wish I could say I'm, like, fucking doped up on some caffeine or some shit, but I can honestly say that this is just, the smoothie, I guess. That Albert Heijn power. Yeah, what better advertisement do you guys need than, like, me fucking going ham on this under the influence of this smoothie? But okay, guys. I have said it many times, and I will say it many times again. This week is the start of my schedule. It is official. No fucking bullshit. I've said a lot in the past that I'm going to be more consistent, all that kind of BS that I came up with. But we've legit got a fucking schedule. So what that schedule is going to be is every Monday, Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., which was 2.5 hours ago, until now, which is 11:30 a.m., I will be doing replay and coaching, okay? Every Monday and Wednesday morning, I will be doing coaching and replay analysis. That's going to happen every single week. So if you like watching replays and you like watching coaching sessions, those are the streams for you. Okay, my friends? If you do not like watching coaching sessions, if you just like watching pubs, I will be doing that every day at 3:30 p.m. Okay? Which is 4 hours from now. It'll be every single weekday at 3:30 p.m. The only exception will be on Thursdays. I will be starting at noon. Okay? So my streaming times are Monday, Wednesday mornings, 9 a.m. to 11:30. Every weekday from 3:30 to 8:30. Or not 3:30 to 8:30. Till at least 8:30. And then on Thursdays, it'll be 12 noon starting time. Okay? No stream Tuesday morning, no stream Friday morning, okay? That is going to be the time. There will be a schedule in terms of like an actual graphic officially printed out, okay? Like it's in the making. It's not on my doing part. I've already asked for it. I've requested it from Team Liquid's graphics artists or whatever. I've already done that, so it's going to be coming out. Also, Wednesdays, I have coaching sessions every night as well, but that'll also be on the schedule. So, yep, that's going to be my stream schedule. Write it down or, get Pavloved into, turning my stream on when you start work or when you go to bed or whatever it is for you right now. I will be back in exactly 4 hours. In the past, I've said I will be back sometime between this time and this time. No. I will be back in exactly 4 hours. Okay? I promise. I am not half-assing the fact that I have a schedule. So that is it for today's stream. It is CET is the time zone. Central European time. That schedule, by the way, will be the exact same when I'm living in the U.S. Except for the morning streams will be a bit different. Those like the two Monday, Wednesday streams will be different. But the pub streams will be starting at 9:30 Eastern, which will be the same in the US. I'm just letting you guys know that I don't intend to have this schedule change. I mean, there's like small chances that it will, but I don't intend to have it change. So, okay, guys. Yeah. Everything will get updated. Don't worry. I'm just waiting for the graphics. I'm literally waiting for the graphics. It'll all be coming back. But yeah, guys. Thanks for watching. That's it for this morning stream. I will be back in 3 hours and 56 minutes. Thanks for watching, guys. Running a quick ad, and we'll be gone for the next 3 hours and 56 minutes. Bye-bye. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll be back on later. See you guys later.